Hello once again everyone, and welcome back to another discussion video where I'm going to be talking about the CW show The Flash, which sort of came out from the Arrow. So it was introduced during the second season of Arrow as this crime scene investigator who sort of handles the forensic side of stuff, and he's like, oh yeah, you've got a weird case here, I'm gonna go and investigate it. And then he sort of goes back to Central City where he's based and gets struck by lightning and is in a coma for 9 months. When he wakes up, he is now a meta-human who has the ability to run super quickly, which is quite cool. And obviously, if you guys know the Flash, he's renowned for being able to move incredibly fast. I mean, he can vibrate his body at a certain speed, so he's able to go through walls. He can dodge bullets. He can go so fast that he can travel in time, even, which is pretty awesome. To be honest, it's like, whoa. So he's super cool, and the show focuses on him sort of learning about how to use his powers correctly. In the first couple episodes, he's sort of like, oh yeah, I've got the super speed, oh, how do I use it? And then it was sort of like most of the season he's going against mostly other meta-humans who came about from his powers came from when particle collider, sort of like CERN, you know, the Hadron Particle Collider. They built one in Central City, and that malfunctions and explodes and creates the storm, which makes him be hit by lightning, giving him his speed. Well, that wave of energy gives other people powers, whilst they're like, one guy falls into a vat of steel, and so he becomes like a metal man. Another guy is on an electric cable and gets the ability to shoot electricity out of his hands and stuff like that. So that style of things, of them doing something specifically, and then being hit by a wave of energy which unlocks their powers, and he goes against them. He has to defeat them, and it's sort of like he might encounter them once, they might defeat him, and then he sort of like he talks over with his people, being the professor who built the Hadron Collider, and it turns out to be the sort of main villain of the show, called the Reverse Flash. His two friends at the place, one being like a medical professional, sort of biologist, and another guy who sort of creates technology and is into the engineering side of stuff. And together they sort of test his abilities, come up with plans to combat the other meta-humans and stuff like that. And then once they've defeated them, they lock them up in the prison which they built in the disused Hadron Collider sort of tunnel kind of deal. I think it's quite good. And as the show progresses, you're like, oh yeah, this professor guy, he's not actually right. He's sort of like, they become more and more suspicious of him, and then obviously he turns out to be the Reverse Flash. A couple of more of the recurring villains in this is Captain Cold and his rogues villains, sort of like Heatwave and Golden Glider. And I'm assuming, or I'm hoping that he returns in season 2, because I quite liked him. He also sort of like he might capture them, but he captured like I think 4 or 5 meta-humans, and they get sort of get out during the last episode of the season, well, second to last episode. So they might return and to seek vengeance, or just be villainous again in season 2. But yeah, it's like the way that this first season ended, it was like ended on quite a big quick cliffhanger, and it sort of like took me a little bit more time to get into the Flash than it was the Arrow. And they also have like crossover episodes with Arrow and Flash, which was really well done. I really enjoyed them sort of interacting with each other. But yeah, it took me a little bit more time to get into the Flash, because it's sort of like the Flash's first season is like the Arrow's first season. It starts off a bit slow. It's developing into the hero he becomes. But now that you sort of got over the origin story, got over him sort of learning all about his abilities and correctly how to use them, I'm suspecting that in season 2 he's going to be a lot more confident. He's going to be a lot cooler, and I'm hoping that he'll come up and face some more interesting challenges. Obviously, the Reverse Flash was quite an interesting challenge, but he wasn't always like he was losing his speedster ability, so he was sort of like, he had a really good strategy and stuff, but in combat he sort of did pull some quite good punches in the end of the season, but you know, he couldn't maintain that speed. And again, I'm hoping for more crossover events with Arrow. He also like, obviously Firestorm comes from this, so crossover events with the Legends of Tomorrow, which is going to be a new show. I don't know when that's starting. I think they said that would start in the mid-season between like the first half and second half of the Arrow and the Flash's seasons. So obviously they're starting in October, and I think they'll run until like January, and then that's when they have the mid-season is December, January time, around Christmas or somewhere around there. So then the Legends of Tomorrow should start, and yeah, I'm quite looking forward to just all these free shows, getting into them, because I do really enjoy the comic book stuff, and seeing, like, I don't read the Flash, I don't read the Arrow, seeing them, and obviously the Arrow borrows some villains from Batman, which I'm okay with, but the Flash's all those villains are, I feel like they are the Flash's villains. Some of them are a little bit but most of them seem alright, and it'd be quite interesting to see who else is he going to come across in season 2. But yeah, I really did enjoy the show and how he developed as a character during the show, and I'm looking forward to the next season. So yeah, would recommend it. And I'll see you guys next time when I'll be discussing something else. Peace out, Girl Scouts.